Sensational retrial of Polo mogul John Goodman. The multimillionaire's girlfriend reveals new details that did not come out in his first trial for manslaughter. You see her on the stand right there. ABC's Matt Gutman has the story.
Just when prosecutors thought they'd heard every angle in multimillionaire John Goodman's retrial for DUI manslaughter, on Monday his girlfriend hauled out a new one.
That night before, he could barely move.
45-year-old Heather Hutchins, who Goodman tried to legally adopt in 2011 to allegedly protect his wealth, claiming Monday that she took Goodman to the hospital the night after he crashed his Bentley into 23-year-old Scott Wilson's car and allegedly fled. Hutchins, like his defense, claiming Goodman wasn't drunk during that call.
My car, I pulled out and, I was at the stop sign and I stopped and pulled out in front. Okay. And I didn't see a car. And where am I?
He was disoriented from the crash. Prosecutors skeptical, pressing Hutchins on the name of the hospital she took him to.
I'm not positive.
And asking why she never mentioned it before in 3 previous sworn statements.
That's what I remember.
That's what you remember, or is that what happened?
That's what I remember today.
Hutchins also testifying that Goodman only began drinking after the fatal crash.
We were advised not to talk about it.
Something she failed to mention in that first sensational trial in which Goodman was sentenced to 16 years, only to have his conviction overturned because of juror misconduct. On Monday, a bystander who arrived on the scene once Goodman left recalls being unable to save Wilson, who didn't die from the impact but drowned when Goodman's Bentley plowed the recent college grad's car into a canal.
Why did you want to go in?
Well, in case someone was in there.
Do you feel bad that you didn't?
Goodman has again pleaded not guilty. For Good Morning America, Matt Gutman, ABC News, Miami.
And ABC's Dan Abrams here with more on this. And you see that testimony. She remembers things now that she didn't remember before.
Wait, and there was another trial before. It's not as if we're talking about she was questioned before and maybe it didn't come up. There was a whole trial before where his future was at stake, and she doesn't provide this crucial piece of information. Why is it so crucial? Because that's the heart of his defense. The heart of his defense is he wasn't drunk. He was just so disoriented because of the accident that he really couldn't tell about his surroundings, and that's why he was mumbling, etc. And now she's offering a crucial piece of evidence to back that up that she didn't mention in the first trial.
So it's clear the prosecutors are skeptical. What can they do if they think she's lying? If
they're convinced she's lying and they think they can prove she's lying, they could charge her with perjury. You've seen it happen in cases before.
Hard to prove, though.
It is hard to prove, and I'm not saying that they're going to charge her with that. But if the prosecutors become convinced that they can demonstrate that that's the case, that would be the remedy for prosecutors in a case like this.
And that's their big card. Meantime, there's all kinds of funny business with the jury in this case.
In the first case, it was thrown out because of juror misconduct. Then in jury selection in this case, one of the jurors was arrested for Googling something. Now these jurors are sequestered. They're at a hotel. No one's supposed to know where they are. One of the jurors reports to the judge that someone is yelling at her from to her balcony about the juror who was arrested for misconduct, and she's not supposed to know about it. She's saying, I don't even know what he's talking about. The jurors aren't even supposed to know there was another trial. So somehow this case continues to be a sort of lightning rod for controversy.
And is that the kind of thing that could lead to a mistrial?
It is. Well, it is, except the judge isn't even dismissing that juror right now because the juror, A, doesn't seem to have impacted the other jurors, meaning didn't talk about it with other jurors, and B, seems still confused, so doesn't seem to know exactly what it relates to. So it has to have impacted the trial. The first remedy, though, would be to dismiss the juror before even a mistrial. That hasn't even happened.
No, we're not there yet. Okay, Dan Abrams, thanks very much.